if you want to create a company in such a competitive environment, you have to be super fast, efficient, and AI is helping a lot with that. I decided when I was 8 years old that I want to become a fashion designer, and I started to involve technology into my designs really early. Like when 3D printers came up, I started to experiment with those. When AI came, I was like jumping immediately on it. Now we can use AI that is just like making everything faster and more visual. You don't have to spend so much time. So the question is, if AI can create those meanings, like AI by itself cannot create those meanings, cannot create that it speaks to.
Hi everyone, welcome to Sci-Tech Suisse. It's a weekly podcast about AI technology and lifestyle. My name is Christina Schune and I'm glad to be here with you today. And in our interview, Zarina Izy is a recognized expert in the field of digital fashion with over 10 years of experience creating innovative 3D and AR, VR solutions for leading fashion brands. Also, I know that Zarina is also the author of NFT Design sent to the NASA International Space Station. It's really incredible when I have read your experience, and today I would like that you will share with us your experience. Zarina, how are you?
Thank you. I'm doing really great. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much that you came us and you will tell us a lot of. So, but before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep watching our content. Maybe you will just like take your drinks, I don't know, like maybe coffee, tea, and just continue watching this video. So, Zarina, the first question which I would like to inquire you, can you tell me about your experience? How did you decide that you want to work in this sphere?
Well, I decided when I was 8 years old that I want to become a fashion designer. And then I started as a traditional fashion designer. I finished art college, university. I have masters in fashion as well. And I started as a classical tailor, starting from cutting, sewing, drawing. Like my education was really tough. They trained us very well, so I know also how to paint. I know the rules of the colors, shadow and light and everything. That helps a lot also in design. And then slowly I start to understand that I'm very attracted to innovations in technology, and I start to involve technology into my designs really early during my studies already. And at that time, I remember that not all my professors really understood that, and not necessarily supported. Some of them, they were really amazed by that, and they were supporting me a lot and giving me a lot of like confident boost to like continue experimenting with stuff like LED lights or solar panels, or something that I was implementing into clothes that make clothes unwashable and maybe not so wearable is a like normal context. Um, but after a few years, we start to see same concepts on runway shows or on red carpets in States or here in Europe. So we kind of understood that there is like a certain creative vision that is connecting different designers in different parts of the world. So this was just like forward thinking for at that time for my universities. So that my interest to technologies evolved with time, and I started to experiment with everything that was coming up. Like when 3D printers came up, I started to experiment with those. When AI came, I was like jumping immediately on it. So that's how I kind of technologies and innovations are pretty feels very natural to me to implement in my workflows, and it helps a lot.
Cool, I like it. Before we'll go into the details of digital fashion, let's talk about that means what's the difference with traditional fashion design and what's the role of AI in all of it? Can you tell us?
So basically, AI is simplifying your workflow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like if we speak only about like creative process, it helps you a lot with brainstorming and bringing the mood board. Like if before you had to draw everything manually, then we switched to digital drawings and Photoshop. Now we can use AI that is just like making everything faster and more visual. You don't have to spend so much time to prepare the pitch, the presentation for the team. But AI also helps if you are running business, so you can concentrate more on the most important parts of the job that are not replaceable, but the things that are boring and taking your time, like write like copywriting or making some business related presentations, optimizing some stuff, things that are not really important for the outcome,
Mm-hmm.
but they take a lot of your time. That is the space where we use AI a lot.
When did you start to use AI, and how was it from the first experience?
I started to use it like immediately when before OpenAI even, I started to use copy AI to write texts because we have to write a lot of text actually. So I started to use copy AI. It was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, like you could really see that it is written not by a human. So
Yeah.
I was editing everything, but still it was a huge help. And then Dali came out with like those weird images, like with many fingers. You remember they were giving a lot of glitches and artifacts, but still it was very interesting to experiment. And then they start to roll like one after another. There was a Runway, Mid Journey, Pika, Clink and AI now. Like they start to roll over. And I remember that we were overwhelmed a lot with like keeping learning everything new, experimenting, understanding, because each AI is different from one of another. You have to understand how it actually works. So it was really overwhelming for all of us, but still very interesting.
Yeah, also I'm from journalism sphere, but also when we started to use AI, I think for everyone it was like in shock because we started to use new things. For example, also right now immersive journalism, we also use it in our journalism, and I remember a lot of journalists was like, we were like, guys, what happened? Like we need to learn right now a lot of new things. So I think like in fashion, it's the
Yeah,
same
in a
story.
short time, a lot of new stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What sorts of things does AI allow in fashion? Maybe you can share with us some specific examples.
How AI helps in fashion?
Yeah, yeah. Like how like what sorts of things that like does AI allow in fashion? Like what AI can help with? You told about tags, but maybe something like specific examples you can tell us.
Um, like in my personal experience, I don't really like to use AI for my direct competences. So if I'm a
Mm-hmm.
designer, I'm not using AI to generate ideas because
Okay.
it's kind of doesn't make sense. Like that's undervalue my own experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I use AI to delegate everything that is like not necessary. That's why like I'm using it a lot um, for writing emails, to optimize some workflows, or for instance, I'm specifically working on garment construction, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not important for me to create background because it's the whole another profession to create beautiful scene, to develop like to sculpt the models. So it's not really my field, and I can use AI to create a background for me.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then
It's
maybe
also
also
it also means about 3D scans, yeah, or no?
3D
Like
scans
yeah,
with
3D
AI. Like
scans.
it help you to optimize your 3D scans, like to clean it or make it more realistic. Yeah, you can use AI with many stuff, but it's not really a high quality. It's not something that you want to give to your client in the end.
Okay,
If
I
you're
got it.
paid for this job, you have to do it by yourself, and you have to do it like as it should go. Because if the client will be using this file afterwards and it will be done with AI, they will know that it's not a high quality work. Maybe something will not be working properly. It's
Did
something for
did
cheaper
did
or quicker things.
Interesting. Did your colleague like had such a did you have or maybe your colleagues have such situations when you use AI and for example your bosses can saw it and you just have like plagiarism or something like this? Like,
Usually, clients maybe will not understand it, but then if another designer will take this file and will figure out that, something is not working well because AI has been used, for example, for textures. Texture maybe is just generated and then it doesn't have definition. You cannot apply it on the production or something like that. Or for instance, if you will generate objects, 3D objects, they are not clean. Their photogrammetry is messed up. So it's a low quality file. You have to do it by yourself if it's paid.
Okay, okay, I got it. When did AI first enter your work and how has it changed it?
Well, immediately when AI came out, like we started to use it immediately. And how it changed. Like in the beginning, it didn't really change the work because the quality was
Okay.
lower. But now, as quality is growing, we can actually create whatever idea we have, we can see it visually, and it helps for your portfolio. So if you don't have so much time to make a project in 3D or in whatever dimension, you can make it with AI and you can publish your concept, because sometimes the concept is the most important thing. Storytelling, like nice idea or something that you notice, and you can show it through visual arts. That's really nice, saves a lot of time and doesn't undervalue you as a professional. Then it helps a lot also with animation, because if again, if you're a designer of clothes, you have to make clothes very well, but we also have to spend a lot of time on animation and rendering. That takes most of the time, but it's not really our core value. So now we can use AI for animations for the more beautiful presentation of the clothes. But then again, if you are 3D designer and you work on animation, you will not use AI, because AI is creating pretty uh, dirty work. You have to clean it up. Like even if you capture the motion, you have to clean it up. So if you want to have a high quality professional work, you have to do it still manually.
Oh my God. So if you're honest, like, yeah, right now everyone can use AI for everything for their work. But right now I also can understand that unfortunately AI it's not the best thing that you can use, because usually without people you cannot to create like in the best way which you want. Also, like my question, how do you think could AI create its own fashion brand and stay on the market, or we just need people for that?
Well, it really depends on the concept behind. Like, whenever you're creating a brand, the story behind it is the most important, because the story will attract customers. So if you feed it with emotions, with something that is speaking to people, that is creating community around you, then the brand will be successful. So the question is, if AI can create those meanings, like AI by itself cannot create those meanings, cannot create something that speaks to people, tells a personal story, etc., because it will feel fake and people will feel manipulated. But then if you are using AI and you're doing an experimental brand and you're transparent about it, and you have some funny idea how to actually make it work, then maybe yes. But the brands that we like are usually the brands with like a story, with a person behind it. You want to see that, maybe a designer was suffering all his life and then eventually he made it, and that it was not easy. Then you will make a film about it, about Coco Chanel, Yves Saint Laurent, etc., or about like smaller brands, and people are relating to those stories and they want to associate themselves with a certain lifestyle. I want to look like, I don't know, elegant, successful, rich person, then I will choose specific brands. If I want to be in the music surrounding, I want to be dressed by, I don't know, Pharrell Williams and Louis Vuitton, because it is something from my environment. So you really actually follow creative directors and their personal story rather than an object.
I think also right now, like a lot of people, they're thinking about like deep connection with brands and what they are wearing right now. It's, I think, more than just like clothes and that's all. So this is thing,
Yeah.
this is essential thing for people right now.
We
Yeah,
have so many
but
clothes.
yeah,
Like if you want clothes, you just go on marketplaces or to mass
mm-hmm,
markets.
yeah.
But that's not enough. We are hunting behind emotions. We are hunting after treasure for us. It feels like super special. We want to wear this because it is like reminding us about some important stuff for us, for our soul.
Could you tell me about here's the best project which you're proud of and maybe you wish like so much?
The project that I'm proud, I think like the first ones, they really stuck in your mind because the first project are the most difficult ones. And I remember that I was participating in one AR competition,
Okay.
and um, I think like 1 or 2 days before the deadline, I broke my computer on the highway, so it
Okay.
was destroyed, and I had to make all my project from scratch for in like in 1 or 2 days. And I was using my old computer when 3D softwares are super heavy, so it was always exploding and it was not working well. And eventually, I made it, and I won the competition also. That helped me a lot in the beginning to uh, basically make myself more visible in the new environment, gain some trust and reputation. So that was wonderful.
Wow. Okay, can you tell me about clothes? Like what kind of clothes did you do?
What kind of clothes? Like you mean the style?
Yeah, yeah, about the style.
Well, I grew up on brands like Vetements or Off-White, so I really like street style.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still super elegant. And I like to combine classical items with streetwear and make them very edgy with some technologies involved. So something that is useful for the modern person who is living in a big city to wear to show your
Okay.
identity, but at the same time it should be comfortable. I experiment a lot with unisex patterns, so female and male can wear the same garment. So I would describe that as my style.
Cool. I like it. Can you also tell me how do you think what will be in the future popular? What will be in the future in general?
Um, narrow my field of of brainstorming. You mean in fashion with
Yeah, of
AI, with
course. Yeah, of
this?
course. With fashion, with AI, maybe it will be more successful than right now, or it will be not successful. Like maybe you just have some facts or points or ideas or just opinion. What will happen?
Of course, all the industries, all the professions will become more accessible, and that is
Mhm.
great. Um, and then what will have the real value will be vision and idea and ability to create community, ability to create something that gather uh, big amount of people together. Um, so this will be the most important, and all the technical stuff um, can be done faster, quicker, cheaper, etc. And it means that uh, the quality, people will get used to very, very high quality because AIs are improving, and all the digital stuff is actually getting only better. So people will be spoiled with quality, and
Mhm.
then they will need something extra. They will need something more than that. And that is creativity, vision, storytelling, concept. Strong concept makers will be in a very high demand. So I would say people will have to become much more competitive. They have to request more from themselves. They have to be more philosophical, more spiritual, because we're going towards spirituality nowadays, because people are liking to go to retreats to release the stress from the digital work, because we're all working on computers and stuff. So this is a big trend that we're having now. And those people who will be able to speak like soul to soul, they will be in demand. And those people who are actually relying only on repetitive tasks, they will be actually replaced, unfortunately. So people have to invest in their education now.
Okay. It's an interesting idea right now. Also, like when I met a lot of people, I don't know, but right now I also saw that right now a lot of people they started to learn fashion a lot. So it means that also like VR, AR, like in these spheres, also just fashion, just traditional one. So right now people they started to really to be interested in this. So I also read some articles about the information that fashion right now grow up, and I think in the future it also will be. This is why I ask this question like to you that what will be in the future, because I just read also some articles that told me that we will have a lot of news, and I think like our fashion will only grow up in the sphere. So I think grow up in the sphere. So I think it will be a lot of news for us.
Yes, I hope so, because unfortunately, when in a traditional fashion,
Mm-hmm.
just to have a chance to be seen, you have to invest a lot of money. It's like a very expensive field. Like just to finish our universities, first of all, most of them are private. If you want to have a good education, it's already
Mm-hmm.
a big expense. But then when other students in other universities are investing only in their laptop, and that's it for them, you have to buy brushes, fabrics, threads, and scissors, sewing machines, etc., etc. And it's like super, super expensive, especially when you want a high quality
Mm-hmm.
um, products, materials. And then, of course, you have to go through the learning path, and you will fail. You will not make a high quality products from the beginning. So to when you will arrive to the moment when you can actually share your ideas, you will already spend a lot of money. Um, so now you can avoid that. You can immediately start creating digitally. You can show your idea, and that is enough for the market. Like whether you want to work for the fashion brand or you want to speak to your customers, if they will like it, they will buy it on demand, and then you will have some money to produce it, or you get hired because your concepts and the designs are really nice. And that's a huge advantage. That's why I love technology, because actually it is giving so much more possibilities to young people, young and talented people.
Well, what do you think about the future? For example, right now we can see that a lot of, for examples in traditional stuff, a lot of clothes, they like it costs so much.
Yes.
Also about digital, yeah, we don't need to spend money for this, but in general, like, for the end, you also need to spend money a lot. What do you think about it? Like, for example, if you will be a client, not a designer, would you like to buy something really expensive? What is your opinion about that?
Um, I live in Milan, and in our environment, I speak with all the fashion brands that are well known, starting from premium to the most luxurious brands. And
Yeah.
I'm speaking with the managers, CEOs, financial people, management people, digital transformation people, founders. They all have their own opinions, and usually they come up with the pricing strategy that is contradictive.
Mhm.
So the moment when logically you will think that you have to lower prices, they will actually raise them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Now luxury is actually going very low in terms of like amount of consumption from people. So I don't really know, like, if because of the innovations, the prices will go up, or they will go higher or lower. I think luxury will always stay
Mm.
inaccessible,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you have to keep it in a high price point. But fast fashion brands, they will get even cheaper. So we pretty much will have the same thing, but the gap will be even wider.
What about you? Will you buy super expensive things?
I will buy if it will speak to me. If it's something important for me, I will do that. Like, I know the story of designers, and I know also like what they're going through at certain times. So if I will see something from a certain year made by certain creative designer in that brand, and I will like that designer, and I will have a lot of respect for it. I will probably like to collect it and have something from them in my collection, like a piece from Virgil Abloh or Phoebe Philo when she was working for the brand. So yeah, I will collect those items, because I think I can relate to them emotionally, and I would like to have them.
Yeah, I think it's also significant situation when you know the situation, when you know the story inside,
Yes.
especially when you work in this sphere and you know all stories about that. I think it's really wonderful. Yeah, I got your point. Also, I would like to ask you one essential question. Do you believe that is it necessary to create laws or regulations that clarify to what extent something created with AI is owned by the person who is involved?
100%. I think many professionals are super frustrated, and for a reason, because their works have been stolen as they feel it. Like, actually, they are pretty much right in that. So now, since this is a new problem, we as people and also as the industry, we have to rethink a lot of laws and regulations. We will have to come up with some ideas that will protect IP rights of creators and artists or studios. And we have to give them or credits or compensation, something that we actually are doing with the digital goods online.
Mhm.
But somehow we can track, we have to track the source of the outcome that AI is giving us. Maybe blockchain will help with that, or companies will be finding solutions. But yeah, we have to come up with new laws to control new products.
Okay. Can you also tell us more about latest developments, API rings, etc.?
API rings?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's about when you're, for example, like I think maybe it will be a more easy question if I will tell you like what you can tell us about latest developments, like what was in the past, what will be what is right now, what will be in the future, like compare all stuff.
About AI programs.
Yeah, yeah, in
Uh,
fashion.
so all the AI tools that are coming up, they are pretty much accessible for everybody, and everybody are using them. But of course, we have some industry-specific AI. So, for instance, there are a lot of startups who are creating AI for internal use. So it's not available for the public; nobody can access it. But it will, the AI will be feeding only your company information or maybe your archives. You can use it also for the creative department or for the maybe law department or your economical department and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, if you are a huge brand and you have a lot of archives and you want to create some items, deliverables from your new collection, you can be using AI. And this is something that currently is only possible. And then we also are having AIs implemented into our softwares that we are using. Probably this is the same for everybody, but in our 3D softwares, we have some AI tools that help us to, I don't know, generate, render the animation
Okay.
faster or create the face that is more natural. The same, like maybe in Canva, you will have AI that is doing something with your presentations. So everybody are implementing AI, and that's super useful, and it is fastering your processes. And in the future, like there is actually so much things that AI, developers still have to bring on the table in a very high quality level. To I really like to optimize everything. Like I know that many people don't like this idea because they are afraid to lose jobs. I really understand that. But I'm working in a startup environment, and it means that we have very few people, but with a very high capacity. And if you want to create a company in such a competitive environment, you have to be super fast, efficient, and AI is helping a lot with that. Like you can delegate communications to AI. It can be chatting with your customers, or maybe AI can be helping you to set all the online posting, etc., or can help you with sales. So those things that are again like repetitive, is not in your core expertise, you can delegate to AI, and it is very helpful for startups.
Okay, it's interesting. Right now we talked with you and we found that we have more, like I can say a lot of minuses and a lot of like pluses
Yeah.
from AI. Like which size, I can say which way you will choose. You can say that AI, you have more pluses or you have like many minuses from that.
I am not representing the most popular opinion because I am like all my life attracted to innovations. Like I'm a huge fan of anything that is new. So I'm a big fan of AI, and I was never afraid of it. I started to use it immediately. At the same time, I understand why others are frustrated, and I support them in that. Um, but I believe that progress is happening. You never can stop it. Like digitalization took over banks. I remember that back in the time, banks were against of online banks,
Okay.
digital ones, and they were saying people will always come to the physical venue to touch the real physical money.
Oh,
This stuff will never work.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
we start to have online banking, the digital money, and everything because it's useful. Um, so you cannot stop this progress. It's better to accept it, adapt to it. Progress is also creating a lot of new opportunities. Like now we are hunting behind AI professionals, prompters, storytellers, people who can work with AI in a very fast way, not losing the quality but improving it. People who know all the new AIs and is able to work with those. This is also creating a huge market for new roles.
What would you like to change right now? Not in the future, not in the past. What you would like to change right now in AI and fashion, of course?
In AI fashion,
Maybe
honestly,
someone can see this video and say, okay, we'll work with that.
okay, I was coming a bit from another direction. Like I attend many events that are fashion startup related,
Okay.
and I see that many startups are running behind investments, and whatever is gaining the hype moment, they are like chasing this new something. I would like for everybody to actually think what is needed, what is in demand for the professionals in the environment, and create something what they think could have a real value, uh, and not to run after any new hype to attract investments. And I think this is like super harmful if they're not genuinely believing in what they are doing. So for the AI, I would say that all the products just has to get more effective, more accessible. There's so much things that developers can do with AI and simplify so many operations. They just need more time. So I think they will be fixing it. But for me specifically in our niche, um, when you're creating 3D garments, there are a lot of issues that can be happening during the process,
Okay.
some glitches. And this is something that logically, like if you know how to sew clothes, you will understand. So if AI can be like fixing those things and understanding automatically that this is the sleeve always has to be connected to the shoulder line. So this is something manual that you are always
Like
doing repetitive.
details of that. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, yes. AI can understand immediately that certain parts are have to connect to each other, or they have to look in certain way. So the designing can be more like intuitive and fast.
Mm-hmm.
Again, replacing all these like manual repetitive works. That will be pretty nice, but I believe everything will be happening. We just need some patience and
Yeah, I
give time
agree.
to developers to do their job.
Can you give me some advice to people who want to be like you, who wants to work in this sphere?
Oh my God. I think Uh, I think people who are working in our environment are people who cannot not work in this environment because like this is so stressful and many times it feels not rewarding because you feel like all the world is against of you. Like the traditional established industry doesn't want you to succeed because they will have to adapt to this new methods. So they are very resistant. At the same time, you have to learn a lot of stuff at the same time. uh, it's really challenging. I would say like unless you have a huge passion and you cannot live without it, like don't go directly to very attractive sounding professions like creative designer, stylist, la la la. They sound super nice, but the work is very tough. Try to solve a very specific problem that industry is having, then I think like in the work with your financial situation, you can really find yourself in a very good position if you will be solving problems for people.
Yeah, and also maybe I will give like some advice, like be yourself and be happy what you're doing. And the most essential thing when I ask it, like people from fashion, one essential moment, love your job. This is really essential because if you don't love what you're doing, it will be not super good. Yeah,
Yes, yes. I think like the love is helping in the moments when things are not working, and this is
yeah,
happening very often. So the passion will be helping you to not give up. But at the same time, I would say like be realistic and understand what is actually happening in the world, without like looking specifically into something what you like, and being focused inside of your own imagination. Try to actually speak with the environment and understand what people are needing, what, I don't know, the company or people want to see, and try to put your dreams in accordance to the reality and merge it. So
yeah, essential. Yeah.
mhm.
Okay, I got it here. Thank you so much being with us today, Zarina, and thank you for your like that you shared with us your experience, your ideas, your opinion about that, about AI, fashion. It was really interesting. So please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and please give us some comments and like, so we will be super happy. So thank you so much.